In January 2024, we started with the construction of this ambitious project in Greenfield, Sta.Rosa. And it's April 2025 now. We have just turned over this project to our client. This is Irvingale Temporal of 9.09 Group of Companies. And with me is Brian Martin Shawson, the general contractor of 9.09er Construction.
Join us in this tour of Villa Traba. We are now here at the porch, and what a grand entrance we have here. We have this solid Nara door that has this wave-like pattern that cascades from the top of the door all the way down to the bottom. And you would also notice this small recessed area where we carefully installed this beautiful Brazilian Patagonia slab.
You would also notice a bonsai right here. Instead of the typical marble statue, the client decided to put a bonsai instead. Now, to your left and right, we have a 4-car garage. 4 cars fully covered, and if you have visitors, 4 more cars can be accommodated here, but only partially covered. Let's begin with an overview of this project. This is a 720 square meter villa in a 601 square meter lot. There are 8 bedrooms, a staff quarters. There is also 7 toilet and bath and 2 powder rooms. And the main highlight is the home theater. There is also a koi pond. So let's get right into it. Let's enter the house.
Wow.
Let's take a moment to look at the magnificent view of the grand foyer. So, Brian, tell us more about this concept.
Well, this is actually preferred by the owner. She wanted the grand entrance.
Yeah.
And as we could see here, there's so much that catches the eye. We have this polished marble finish right here, and over to the other side, we have these open shelves with LED lighting. And this actually doubles as well as the shoe cabinet. So guests can just conveniently sit here, take off their shoes, and store their shoes right in front of them. Very convenient.
And just in case you're wondering, 50 pairs of shoes can actually fit in here. Let's take a look at the first room, and this is the powder room.
This door leads into a simple powder room. It's a no-nonsense powder room. Well, if they have guests coming over, this is very convenient for them to go to. And right beside that, let's just pay attention to this accent wall right here. This was a special order by the owner, and you would see more of these later as we go into the other parts of the house.
I remember her telling me there's this site that she saw in another country, and she specifically requested for this element to be present in her house. So we're going to see more of this later on.
You know, you see here at 9.09er Construction, it is very important for us to incorporate the preferences of the owners, because at the end of the day, they're the ones who are going to be living here, and it's important that it evokes a lot of feeling of joy, contentment, satisfaction, and most importantly, it should remind them of the memories that they've had probably before they owned this huge mansion.
And looking at this one, this is one of the reasons why we say that this project is iconic.
True. This is actually so difficult to make and so hard to perfect. It took us many, many months to perfect everything, from the materials, from the layout, and all of the things that we did to finish this work. This is absolutely a work of art.
So now that you've mentioned modern tropical architecture, Arki, please tell us more about this one and how is this different from Mediterranean and brutalist approach?
Modern tropical architecture is combination of modern and tropical. For me, it emulates the minimalist aesthetic of modern design while responding to the climatic conditions of the Philippines, because Philippines is a tropical country. right? So we introduce like natural lighting. We use natural ventilation, ample light coming from the windows, and the use of technological building materials to mitigate the heat coming from the sun.
Wow, that's nice. So ganun pala yung modern tropical.
Yes.
And it's a massive villa at 720 square meters. So I'm curious, how many months did it take to complete the entire project from groundbreaking to turnover?
Yeah. Actually, sir, maraming hindi naniniwala na it only took us 14 months to finish this project. Actually, last January 2024, we commenced the project, groundbreaking, and the turnover is last month lang, March 2025. So I don't think it's fast. I think it's properly planned.
And now let's take a look at one of the highlights of Villa Trava, the main living room with a high ceiling. And look at this gorgeous, unique masterpiece, the chandelier. It's not something that you get to see in a typical Filipino home, right?
Yes, and this chandelier actually has more than 400 pieces of glass installations hanging from this 8-meter high ceiling. So it's just gorgeous to look at. It's so magnificent and it's so imposing.
I can only imagine it took them how many hours or maybe even days, because I've noticed that these are attached to the ceiling. So perhaps one by one, they were installed. And not only that, I need you to direct your attention to this beautiful masterpiece right here. It's an orange metal artwork made by our contractor himself, Brian Martin Shawson. So if you think that this is a good addition to your house, we are one message away, and kindly indicate that, I'm interested in that orange artwork that I saw on the ground floor. But if orange is not your thing, we can customize one for you. We just have to know your needs. Because at the end of the day, here at 9.09er Construction, we provide you with what you are looking for. So, I've noticed that these tiles, floor tiles, are larger than usual.
Yes, they are. Actually, these are extremely large tiles. These are not your normal large format tiles. These are 90 by 180 centimeter tiles, and they're incredibly difficult to install, but this gives the space a more seamless appeal, and it just perfectly complements this beautiful accent wall right here.
And this is a huge space, actually. It's an open layout. And this 98-inch television is fitting for a huge space like this one. Sometimes if you're going to put small appliances, the entire space is going to eat it up. Remember that this is a 720 square meter villa. And I've noticed that this is something that I don't get to see regularly. Let me guess. This is imported, right?
Yes, this is actually imported, and it's a special order again by the owner. The owner had a hand in the selection of most of the furniture pieces in this house, and she wanted this very special marble Venetian. It's a little bit greenish and yellowish, and at the same time, it's dark. It gives this living room a lot of character.
And there's also this brass sculpture right here. She's an art lover, really. And look at that artwork over there. That's also handpicked by the owner herself.
Yeah, she has expensive taste, certainly.
For sure.
So yung modern technology na ginamit namin dito, first of all, sa structural and civil works, we use AAC blocks instead of CHB because AAC blocks blocks the heat coming from the sun. Number two, we use natural stone finishes. As you can see, all the walls from exterior to interior, makikita mo iba-ibang finishes ng stones yan.
The owner instructed us that she wants a different look every time you go inside a room. You will notice that each room is unique, and to give you an idea, this is the look of the first room.
This room actually has a more mid-century design. So it's very modern and very dark and moody at the same time. It's so different from all of the rooms that we have in this house.
And because this functions as the guest room, it also has its own toilet and bath.
We designed this toilet and bath to be very minimalist, so it's very simple and elegant looking. We also have some stone countertops here, a lighted mirror, and a lighted niche as well. Just perfect.
So guests will really feel at home when they're staying in this guest room. We've seen the first room. Now it's time to look at the kitchen. Welcome to the show kitchen of Villa Trava.
Just look at the size of this kitchen and this island counter. It's so huge. It can function as a breakfast nook and at the same time a cooking area right there, just in case the owners would want to cook something for themselves.
And you'll notice that you don't see any spoon, fork, plate, utensils, because we've made sure there's more than enough space to keep all the kitchen tools and materials.
I'd also want to point out that in this house, we used imported boards. These boards that we use for all of the cabinets are from Austria and they're imported, so they're of really good quality.
So just in case you're wondering, these imported boards have contributed to the 72 million construction cost because majority of the materials here were actually imported from other countries. And most of the appliances here are from Gorenje, and that's also a European brand, right?
Yes, that is also part of the cost, which we're going to be discussing at the end of this video.
And just in case the owners would like to grill something, there's also a daily kitchen just outside the show kitchen.
Precisely. Now let's walk right into the dining area.
And the first thing I've noticed here is this 8-seater dining table with a beautiful finish.
It's a personal choice and one of the requests of the owner. We were suggesting a white marble top for this dining table, but she insisted on having one that is black. And she was right all along because it perfectly complements this beautiful accent wall and the chandelier right above.
And this is not your typical 4-legged table. If you look at the legs, that's such a modern approach, modern take on this dining table. And if you look at the chandelier, there's not just one, there are actually 2 chandeliers over here, one on the left and one on the right.
Yes, actually, if you're going to look at it, this is so beautiful. It looks like driftwood, but it's not. It's actually made of a steel material, which is honed into these driftwood-looking frames for the chandelier. And we can also see that these are actually ceramic petals that resemble roses. So beautiful.
And there's cove lighting here in the dining area. Before we go to the second floor, let's take a look at the indoor garden.
Let's take a moment to appreciate this wonderful view right here. It's just so relaxing to the eyes, and it's not only beautiful from the inside, it's also beautiful from the outside. When people walk down the walkway there, they're going to see all of those really nice plants and that beautiful bonsai right there.